In online discussions about Arcane, everyone praises the great character writing of Victor, Vi, Jinx, Silco, and Caitlyn, but one character that I feel often gets left out of the discourse is Ekko. Ekko is one of the many well-written characters in Arcane, but because of his lack of screen time and focus, I feel that he often gets overlooked when it comes to online discussion. Today, I'm going to break down and discuss my interpretation of Ekko's character in Arcane, and what he means for the future of Zaun. Let's quickly talk about colors. When we are reintroduced to Ekko at the beginning of Act 3, we get a cinematic 2D style music video color-coded mostly with green. Green in literature represents nature, growth, and development, and Ekko specifically is further associated with a theme of growth because his base of operations is a tree. But in Arcane, green also doesn't just stand for nature and growth, it also stands for Zaun. By coding Ekko with the color green, Fortiche associates Ekko with the themes of growth and development and Zaun. It's clever color coding that'll only fully make sense later, but for now, just keep in mind that Ekko is associated with growth and Zaun. But why is Ekko's character associated with growth? Well, let's take a deeper look into what he does and what he provides for other people. In Act 3, Ekko fills the gap that Vander left in Zaun. Vander, in Act 1, provided a place for the people of Zaun to be safe. Ekko, with his base of operations in Act 3, similarly allows people to escape from the cruel world of Zaun. Except, unlike the last drop, the Firelight base has a childish charm to it. That childish charm is really important because it fits so well with the theme of growth, and by extension fits so well with Ekko. To grow is to develop potential into something that's valuable. And that is exactly why the childish charm of the Firelight base is so important to the theme of growth. All that children are is potential. They can become anything. But the one downside to being purely potential is that while you can become anything, you aren't anything yet. And that childish atmosphere representing potential is the key to unlocking Ekko's character. Ekko has already done something with his life. He's not a child anymore, he's grown, and his voice lines reflect it.
It's me, Vi. Same person who used to take you down to the junk heap and hose you down when you got covered in grease.
That was a long time ago. People change.
Yeah.
The people of Zaun needed a place where they could escape from Silco's rule and the shimmer that he brought onto the streets, and that's exactly what Ekko provided. Ekko is the catalyst through which growth can take place. Think about that for a second. The reason why the Firelight base has a childlike atmosphere is because the children have not yet grown into anything. They're just children. But what that means for Ekko's character is that he's the person that provides the environment in which potential can transform into something valuable. The tree at the center of the Firelight base is literally the small speck of nature that can endure the harsh conditions of Zaun and grow into something grand despite the bad air. And Ekko is the person that brings that idea to life. He is the living and acting embodiment of the idea that in the darkness of Zaun, there's a speck of light in which potential can grow into something great, and people can grow into something valuable. And the name of his organization fits that idea so well. Firelights, the bugs, are small specks of green light that live in the darkness of Zaun, but despite living in the darkness, they shine. They are balls of tiny green light who on their own illuminate almost nothing, but together shine bright. The firelight is the small light of hope in the vast darkness of Zaun that reminds us that we can grow and become something great despite where we come from. That imagery of the little green bug that shines bright when it's with others fits so well with Ekko and his theme of growth. Ekko isn't strong on his own. That's not the point of his character. He has a mural commemorating everyone that he lost fighting for a better cause. Ekko is strong because he has others, because he fosters growth for others, and because he actually cares for others. The Firelight bug and everything that it represents fits Ekko so perfectly, and that's why his organization is called the Firelights. They might not be a large organization, but they are the small lights of hope that shine bright when they dance together in the darkness of Zaun. So far, we've established that Ekko represents growth for Zaun. But what does his fight scene with Jinx mean for his character? This fight's thematic purpose is to show the audience the difference between growth and change. As I've already mentioned, Ekko's green color coding associates him with growth. But Jinx is associated with another symbol. Jinx is associated with a crow. As Necrit states in his video, The Hidden Details of Arcane, Act 3, in fantasy, a crow is a symbol for transformation and adaptation. That symbol of the crow, which by the way isn't just used in this scene, but is associated with Jinx all throughout Arcane, fits who she is perfectly. All throughout Acts 2 and 3, Silco kept telling Jinx that she needed to let Powder die, and to embrace Jinx, to forget who she was, and to throw away her past and to become something new. And by the end of Act 3, that's exactly what she does. Compare this to Ekko, a person who embraced his past and grew despite that. Ekko took up the mantle that Vander left behind of providing a safe place for the people of Zaun. He did not forget where he came from or tried to throw the person that he was away like Jinx did. Instead, he remembers what his childhood was like, remembers the role models in his childhood, and decides to provide that for other people. The fight scene on the bridge isn't there just to progress the plot or to show how much Ekko has grown since he was a child. It's also there to show the audience the difference between Jinx and Ekko, the difference between change and growth, the difference between forgetting one's past to become something else and remembering where one came from to grow into something great. That is what the fight on the bridge means for Ekko's character. But Ekko's great character writing doesn't end at the fight on the bridge. There's one more crucial scene that I want to talk about, and it's a scene that I believe is one of the best scenes in all of Arcane. Here, have a watch.
Why this form? Surely there are more efficient and safer methods of transportation.
It's not enough to give people what they need to survive. You have to give them what they need to live.
One of the reasons I praise this scene so much is that it shows one of the weaknesses of the Sage archetype. First, let's look at Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger is the perfect example of a Sage character, someone who seeks knowledge and represents the wisdom of the old. But what this scene does to Heimerdinger's character is challenge that idea of what the Sage is. Normally, the Sage character is someone old who teaches someone young, but in this scene, it's the person who's young that teaches the Sage. This displays the weakness of Sage characters like Heimerdinger. Sage characters are well versed in things that they have experience in, but they know nothing about the things that they are not experienced in. For Heimerdinger specifically, he's accustomed to life in Piltover, and when he goes to Zaun, he doesn't understand it. That's why Ekko has to teach Heimerdinger that there's more to life than just progress, than just knowledge, than just survival. Heimerdinger, while in Piltover, never really cared about meaning in life, because he was already so well off. But when he moves to Zaun, Ekko tells him that there's more to life than what he thought, that you need to give people what they need to live, not just survive. And this is what gives me hope for the future of Zaun. The wisdom of Heimerdinger and the growth that Ekko fosters combined will create a future for Zaun that's better for the people than even Silco imagined. I covered this in my Silco analysis, but for those who don't want to watch that video, I'll provide a quick summary. Silco wanted independence from Piltover, not because he wanted to make the conditions of Zaun a better place, but because he wanted to get away from Piltover. It's a small distinction, but a really important one. If Silco managed to get Zaun its independence, he wouldn't randomly step down as a ruler and remove the Shimmer from the streets, improving everyone's lives. No, what Silco actually cares for isn't the well-being of the people of Zaun, but rather the idea of the nation of Zaun. Ekko provides a refreshing contrast to that idea. While Silco cares for the idea of the nation of Zaun, Ekko actually cares about the well-being of the people of Zaun. He says it himself.
Silco flooded the lanes with Shimmer. He didn't care what it did to people. Everyone here was an addict or a victim. They needed somewhere safe to start again.
And Ekko gave them a place to escape that addiction and victimhood and grow into something great despite that. Ekko is the force of growth that creates an environment where all the small lights of hope can dance together in the darkness. Ekko provides for the people of Zaun a place to escape from the danger of the streets, a place to grow into someone they're actually proud of being, and a place where people don't just survive, but a place where people can truly live.